What's up, Mafia Nation? Welcome back. It's LVT.
And DJ Scale.
And we're here to do another reaction video for you. Let's get it.
Hi, kids. So today we're going to do a Sabaton history for the Red Baron and the Great War. I picked this one out because, like, I'm a Snoopy fan. You know, the Red Baron, Snoopy. No?
No?
No? You're not a Peanuts fan?
I've seen the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown.
Okay, so listen. So Snoopy's, like, is the Red Baron when he puts on the Red Baron hat and he flies around. But it's literally based off of this dog fighter from the Great War and stuff like that, when planes were super duper duper minimalistic. So it's some pretty impressive stuff that he did. I mean,
But yeah, I feel like we're gonna find out.
I know, I can't wait to watch it.
But before, make sure you subscribe.
Go ahead and bang that notification bell.
Ding ding.
Bang bang.
And like, comment, and share with your friends. That wasn't complete English, but
I like it.
I tried. It's fine.
I enjoyed it.
All right, you gotta push the button.
This one?
Yep, that one.
I'm Indy Neidells.
And I'm Joachim from Sabaton, and
Hi,
this
Indy.
is Sabaton history.
Now, we're
Joachim's
standing
hilarious.
in front of a bunker from the First World War.
He's got,
We're gonna be talking
listen,
about one of the songs.
time out. All right, real quick, first off. This man moves on stage.
Yeah.
Like, moves. Fanatically. I kudos, sir.
He is great. Live.
In front of a bunker from the First World War, because we're going to be talking about one of the songs from your album, The Great War. And today we're going to be talking about the Red
like
Baron.
it's hot
Now,
here.
everybody knows who the Red Baron is.
No.
Except for me.
Everyone knows who the Red Baron is, except for you.
This is Fort Douaumont, the symbol of Verdun, and for many, the physical symbol of World War I. But perhaps the most enduring symbol of the war is the Red Baron. People might not know the Kaiser, the battles, or anything
Kaiser
about the war in
Wilhelm?
general, but they still recognize the name the Red Baron. Even over 100 years after his death, he's still represented in books, movies, and songs. Manfred Albrecht Freiherr von Richthofen was born May 2nd, 1892 in Silesia to Prussian nobility. His father was an officer of the Imperial German Army, and Manfred enrolled into Wahlstatt Military School at age 11. He would rise to the rank of lieutenant in the 1st Uhlans, a prestigious cavalry regiment. However, when the war came, it became clear that cavalry would not play a major role on battlefields dominated by entrenched machine guns.
Listen, they're
To escape
on
the monotony
horseback
of
with
guard duty in
javelin.
the trenches, von Richthofen looked to the skies, where the first reconnaissance planes flew, and he successfully applied for the air service in June 1915. He began his work as an observer in a two-seater on the Eastern Front, photographing Russian troops, and was then transferred to Belgium. Now, airplanes were still a new thing, and they evolved rapidly during the war. By late 1915, the days of unarmed reconnaissance planes were over, and the single-seater fighter appeared over the battlefields, as did the first German flying aces, an ace being someone with 5 confirmed aerial kills. By early 1916, men like Max Immelmann and Oswald Boelcke made names for themselves as the Knights in the Skies, the first airmen to be awarded the Pour le Mérite, Germany's highest military honor.
You know what's really crappy about war? Is war.
Yeah.
Like the death and all that crap.
All
But you
the
know what's
things.
really good about war? Because not all things are bad about it. Like, what's really good about war is every war, the technology goes from like, hey man, we're on the back of a horse, to holy shit, did you know that you can fly a plane and shoot a gun through the propeller and not shoot off the propeller as long as you got this little thingy? That before that they were
Evolution.
like, what is that thing flying over top of my crops? Like that's that's the one good thing about war is that technology always grows exponentially.
I
during
immediately
that
thought you were
situation.
gonna go from horse, we're on the back of a horse, to holy shit, that's a tank.
Yeah, the tanks and the horses. That's what. Yeah, yeah. That was.
Like, oh, we're in a chariot. Just kidding.
Just kidding. Here's.
We're
the
gonna
tank.
drive over your building.
Just kidding. Send in Rommel. Like,
Oh man.
all right, sorry. I just wanted to bring that to the pile because I saw the picture of the machine gun thing and I was as a kid, growing up with like stories of like knowing about like the Red Baron and like that, like I always thought, how do you shoot a machine gun through the propeller when it's spinning? And then later on in life, I learned the mechanics of that process, and it was mind blowing. I was like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. And that was way long ago when they figured all that out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Turns out people are much smarter than us.
Yes.
Yeah.
The first airman to be awarded the Pour le Mérite, Germany's highest military honor. They were huge stars. The public loved them, the enemy feared them, and of course their image had a strong impact on young men like von Richthofen, who wanted to be just like them. This was the period of the Fokker scourge. Since thanks to Anthony Fokker's synchronization gear,
Thanks,
German
Fokker.
pilots were able to fire through their propellers and aim the gun by aiming the plane. And this changed how aerial warfare was conducted. Fighting in the sky reached a new level of intensity. By mid-1916, the Allies had caught up in the aerial arms race, and over the skies of Verdun and the Somme, vicious dogfights took place. Oswald Boelcke and German Chief of Field Aviation Major Hermann von der Lieth Thomsen had a new idea to maximize the effectiveness of the German Air Force, the Jagdstaffel, called JASTA for short. This combined several planes into a unit that fought together and attacked the enemy in concert. Boelcke would personally lead and train JASTA 2, and he handpicked his pupils. One of them was Manfred von Richthofen, though it is unclear what Boelcke saw in von Richthofen, who had an unremarkable flying career so far, and who had actually crashed the first time he had flown in a fighter plane. JASTA 2, or JASTA Boelcke as it became known, fought in northern France near the Somme. The pilots could usually choose their own planes. At the time, either Fokker D3 or Albatros D1 or the new D2. On September 17th, the JASTA was operational, and Richthofen got his first official aerial victory.
12, right?
I'm sorry.
Principles to guide his pilots. Dicta Boelcke, which you can read in the description. And he had a huge impact on German air strategy. But he met his fate October 28th. Nearly a month after that, Richthofen's legend began, when he shot down British ace Major Leno Hawker. Richthofen had embraced Boelcke's teachings and raked in victory after victory. Diving, whirling, accelerating, it all came naturally to him. On January 12, 1917, following his 17th victory, von Richthofen was awarded the Pour le Mérite and given command of his own JASTA, JASTA 11. He brought in Dicta Boelcke and would lead the JASTA through personal example. Nowadays, Richthofen is often portrayed as the single hunter of the skies who flew.
I'm not laughing because of the video, because I'll be completely honest, I was very distracted and wasn't listening, so he could have said something horrible and I was just laughing. I'm laughing because Bob decided to try to be a ninja and failed miserably.
There's a lot going on, man.
He tried to get behind the curtain and thought that he outsmarted the camera.
Since you exposed me, give me 1 second here.
Oh, yeah.
So that's why I was laughing, so I do apologize.
Back to the history.
Richthofen is often portrayed as the single hunter of the skies who flew mostly on his own in his bright red Fokker triplane. But in reality, his true merit was as commander of his JASTA. He was as skillful an organizer, teacher, and leader as he was a killer in the skies. Under his command, new aces emerged like Kurt Wolff, Werner Voss, and Manfred's own younger brother, Lothar von Richthofen. As spring arrived, they were equipped with a new Albatros D3, and what was known as Bloody April began.
Bloody April?
Yeah, it was a serious thing, man. Literally, they're like,
The JASTA went.
you're talking about, these cats are like flying really big kites with really big motors and really big guns.
Mm-hmm.
None of this is safe.
0%.
It makes all the sense that it would be the Bloody April.
Oh, boy.
Over the skies of Alas, the JASTA went to work like predators stalking prey, fighting aggressively and systematically. It was truly a bloody April, as Jasta 11 alone scored 89 confirmed victories. Richthofen shot down 21 planes that month and had by now surpassed Boelcke. The German press was ecstatic, and von Richthofen's fame rose to unprecedented levels. The newly promoted Rittmeister got worldwide attention. He was the Red Baron, the Petit Rouge, the Roter Kampfflieger, because of the bright red of his planes. In the skies, there is no need for camouflage, and in battle, it paid to be recognized. Richthofen himself said, "I make sure that my squadron sees me wherever I am."
I paint all mine white.
Like their
I'm a little
commander,
clown,
the
don't
men of
shoot
Jasta
me.
11 painted their planes in bright colors and distinct patterns. They were all differently colored. One was yellow with a black tail, another green and dark brown. One had blue stripes, another a checkered pattern on the tail. Standing in a row, they looked like brightly colored birds or butterflies. To friend and foe alike, the Jasta became known as Richthofen's traveling circus, as it was always sent to where the fighting was heaviest. They wanted to be seen by their enemies as well as by their comrades and the men on the ground. For the enemy, it should strike fear in their hearts. The famous red plane emerging from the clouds was terrifying for a new Allied pilot.
Absolutely.
Friendly fire also happened a lot, especially in the bigger engagements. And the bright colors distinguished the Jasta from their enemies. Also, the men on the ground who watched cheering from their trenches could make out who made a kill. See, a victory in the sky had always to be confirmed in the German aviation service. If no one saw you do it, then it didn't count towards the tally. And since there was natural competition between the young men,
Picture it didn't happen.
Richthofen was a caring mentor to his pups. And as the pilots returned after each mission, he would meet them with both praise and lessons on how they could hone their craft even further. He was beloved by many, but highly respected by all. However, the pilots under Richthofen's command were not invincible. The Allies had experienced veterans and aces of their own, and many German aces fell prey to Allied machines. As bloody April
Look at that.
passed,
Yeah.
Look at what that's made out of.
Well, it looks like
Like,
sheet metal.
no. I don't think there's metal on that except for the wheels and the motor.
Yeah, it's wood, right?
That's all like balsa wood or something crazy like
the
that.
way that it's cracked at the top, you can
Yeah.
tell that it's a wood.
And it's like this thick. Like, I mean, man, I need to look
It's
into
like
this.
taking a surfboard in the sky.
Yeah. Wow. These are some badass motherfuckers. Man, look, some serious cats now. Sorry.
and many German aces fell prey to
Seriously,
Allied
look at that.
machines. As bloody April passed, the balance shifted once more towards the Allies, with their fighters like the SE-5
And people
the
survived from
Bristol
some of these
F-2B.
crashes.
To counter
too.
this and increase the effectiveness of the Jagdstaffel, they were combined to the even bigger Jagdgeschwader, hunting squadrons. The first squadron, consisting of Jasta 3, 4, 11, and 33, was placed under the command of the Red Baron. This was 50 to 60 planes that could quickly
In fact,
be
it said in the
transferred
beginning he
around the front.
survived, like
in
his first
Flanders, during the build-up for the
crash, like
Battle
his
of
first time he ever
Passchendaele in
flew,
the
he
summer of
crashed.
1917, British artillery was giving the German infantry hell. It was directed by reconnaissance planes, accompanied by bombers and fighters who were strafing the Germans on every run. Jagdgeschwader 1 was sent forth to try to gain local air superiority. On July 6th, von Richthofen led the mission, and they encountered an enemy bomber squadron. As the Red Baron positioned himself behind a British bomber, something hit his plane, ricocheted off the frame, and hit the Baron in the back of his head. Nearly unconscious and with blood pouring from the wound, he broke off the attack, but the hit temporarily blinded him. But he didn't panic and calmly turned off his engine. There was nothing he could do until the shock wore off and his sight returned. His plane had lost altitude by then, but two other pilots had guarded their commander from the enemy. Richthofen turned back on his engine and made his way back to the airfield. Who or what hit the Baron that day remains a mystery. Richthofen did not return to his men until mid-August. His head still bandaged, but from hospital, he had contacted high command about new planes. The British, with their new Sopwiths, had the upper hand, while the German manufacturers hadn't produced something new in months. On his return to the squadron, Anthony Fokker himself was there to greet the Red Baron with the new Fokker triplanes, the Fokker V4 prototypes. Fokker, of course, used the meeting as...
You just enjoy saying that word at this point. Like, he said it.
What's the name of the thing? You can't... How can... Listen, you're saying that I'm the 12-year-old, and you're the one sitting here stopping the whole video because he keeps saying Fokker. That's the name of the creator of the airplane.
I understand that, but you don't have to say it 12 times in a row. We get the point, Indy. Like, jeez. Like, his last name's funny.
Oh, man. So funny. It's not even that funny.
It's not.
Fokker triplanes, the Fokker V4 prototypes. Fokker, of course, used the meeting as a PR coup, filming the Red Baron in the new triplane, which is another reason why the triplane became so associated with the Red Baron. But Richthofen only scored a fraction of his total kills in the triplane. The plane's reception was mixed, however. It was way more maneuverable than the biplanes, sure, but not much of an improvement in terms of speed. Von Richthofen wasn't too happy about the prototype, especially now that the enemy's advantage in numbers was growing more than ever. As 1918 began, German High Command wanted to see their star safe and sound, but the Red Baron could not be contained, and the German spring offensives needed their best pilots to succeed. In April 1918, Baron von Richthofen pushed his machine to the limits, scoring 12 victories in just 2 weeks. It was bloody April all over again. But the fighting and the head wound took their toll. Richthofen became exhausted and isolated himself more and more from his peers and his men. On the 21st, one day after he scored his 80th victory, von Richthofen flew out once again. At 10:30, his men engaged the Australian Flying Corps over Capi. Richthofen was seen chasing a Camel Scout. Uncharacteristically against his own teachings, von Richthofen pursued the fleeing scout along the Somme Valley, deep into enemy territory. Canadian ace Captain Arthur Roy Brown spotted Richthofen and dove behind him, firing a burst at the Baron's tail. Richthofen went down in a beet field, and the red triplane came to a stop. The Red Baron, though, was dead, killed by a single bullet through the heart. Captain Brown is officially credited for bringing down Richthofen's plane, but it is more likely that the Baron was hit by fire from the ground as he was flying fairly low. But still to this day, there is a lot of controversy about the exact circumstances of his death. The news reached the Jasta after they had already begun searching for him, and German High Command even sent out an official request to Allied High Command inquiring about the fate of the Red Baron. Manfred von Richthofen was buried by the Allies with full military honors, accompanied by an honor guard of officers from the Australian Flying Corps. His aircraft was taken apart for souvenirs, and even small pieces of the bright red canvas were valuable items. Some are still on display in museums in Britain, Australia, and Canada. But despite
It's literally
the
plywood.
death of a hero,
No.
the
It's
legend
what it
of the
looks
Red
like.
Baron
Canvas.
was
You're
No,
right.
and is
I'm
still
talking
very
because it's the wrap around the plane.
Yeah, no, yeah, but that's canvas. Like that's like Converse shoes.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm talking about like the actual wood behind the plane or behind the canvas, because there's tears in it and you can see the wood.
No, that's the paint. There's tears in the paint, and then it's like that's canvas that's behind that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's
How do you form a canvas to be shaped like a wing?
you build little pieces of wood behind it, but it's like very small. So that's probably only just canvas that they just showed there. That's probably like swatch. Dang. Like seriously.
Technology's crazy.
Yeah, and now it's like, oh, that's a carbon fiber titanium wing. Like it can withstand 740 joules of energy before it bends or breaks. And you're just like, oh, cool, what the hell does that mean?
much alive.
Sorry.
And to this day, immortalized in songs like that by Sabaton.
Yeah, like this was the most badass.
Okay,
of
like
bad.
I said, you guys do have a song about the Red Baron. It's on your new album,
Guys.
The Great War.
Yes.
Well, tell us a bit about it.
Well, it's a bit of a different animal, actually. This one is a very fast shuffle track and it reminds me somehow about punk rock.
Do the beat a bit.
Yes.
So there you go.
Yeah.
Okay, and why the Red Baron? What about the Red Baron was it that interests you?
Oh, well, he's a legend. And the funny thing is, everybody's heard about the Red Baron.
Oh, yeah, sure.
But nobody knows any details. It's like the legend has taken some life of its own.
So why do you think his myth, his legend has endured when people don't remember the Kaiser and things like that? Why him?
Yeah, I have no idea, actually. I tried to figure that out when we were researching the album.
Yeah?
And I...
Real quick, I don't know if I'm right or not. Is the Kaiser that he's talking about, is that Kaiser Wilhelm? Am I right about that or am I wrong? I don't know. Tell me in the comments down below. Thank you.
couldn't come to a, sensible answer.
I really thought when I was a kid, and really thought up until I was working with the Great War, right, that you believe that myth, that these things, that these are knights of the skies, that it was somehow honorable fighting and stuff. But even the Red Baron himself would say, the best kill is when they don't see you coming.
Yeah.
That's not really honorable to walk up beside someone and shoot him in the head with a machine gun. When you said, like, you've got sort of the punky shuffle beat, why would you pick that kind of beat to go with the Red Baron, though?
Well, I wish I could tell you all a really cool story now, but the truth is we wrote the song way before we knew about which song was going to be picked for that topic. I knew it was going to be about the Great War.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to do something new. I wanted to do something different. And it's really straightforward, fast shuffle, Hammond organs, and, punk
And you're
rock
going to get a
guitars.
little snippet of it right here.
I
A
hope
piece
so.
of it right here.
And he's flying, higher. The king of the sky, he's flying too fast and he's flying too high.
The intro of the
dig
song
that.
is actually
Can't wait to listen to that.
organ piece by Johann Sebastian Bach.
And did you play it, or who played it?
Let's say I tried to play it. A computer helped me to correct my mistakes.
Oh,
I am
there
not,
you go.
Not too many people are good enough to play Johann Sebastian Bach's music on proper organ.
I dig.
Man and machine and nothing there in between. The flying circus and the man from Russia. The sky in a plane, this man commands his domain. The western front and all the way to Russia.
All right, everyone, that's it for today. And if you're curious of our new album, The Great War, for the patrons, there's a special edition, all right? If you can't support us on Patreon, that's all right too. We love you anyway. But you can help us through subscribing, turning on notifications, commenting on these videos,
just
start
like,
talking,
hey,
have
I'm here too.
conversations there, for God's sake, and also spread it on other social media, all right?
And if you want more of Sabaton's heavy metal music, we have plenty of it on the Sabaton official channel. And if you want more history, there's the Time Ghost and the World War II channel. So there's plenty for you to check out and plenty more to come.
And if you want to see more Sabaton history stuff, you can click right there for more heavy metal.
More heavy metal.
You're so happy.
Oh
my goodness.
You're
Well,
dropping
thanks.
everything
It's
and
okay.
stuff. Yeah, no, Joaquim's just great. Joaquim's so funny. And as you said earlier, he's a great performer.
Absolutely, absolutely phenomenal on stage. Yeah. I learned quite a few different things about von Richthofen that I did not know. I didn't know that was actually his name. I'm pretty excited about that because like I'm a geek and I play video games and it's Anyways, though, I appreciate the Sabaton guys and this is I can't wait to see the song for this because I really am excited.
Yeah, that's what we're going to do next. We're going to watch the song that correlates with this video, and we're going to rock out a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
But-
if you have anything that you'd like for us to watch, put it in the comment section down below. There's a little link down there for the donation thing. If you can't wait and you really, really, really want us to watch it for you, gets you right up to the top.
You can also check out our merch store, all of our social media scrolling below, and our Discord. Until next time.